Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly update. Monday morning when we came in, if you watched the grind this past week, you will note that the front pond had a leak. It sprung a leak and it's been running for about 15-20 years the way it is, so it's time to reseal the pond. So that's what we'll be doing in the upcoming weeks, is putting a new seal in it. Here's how I want to involve you with this. We're kind of split on whether or not to set it back up as a koi pond, since we do have the option of keeping koi in other places in here, or possibly doing a saltwater, maybe touchy-feely tank, or at least, at the very least, some type of saltwater design with the space that we have, where we could keep small sharks and rays and things like that. So, we're going to let you guys decide. I need some response and some feedback. If you would, let me know whether you want to go koi or whether you want to go saltwater. And if you let me know, it would be much appreciated. This would be the forum to do that. And we'll get on to the update. Okay, real quick too, before we get into the fish, I want to show you the two beginner packages that we put on sale last week. We don't typically put tank complete setups on sale. We kind of do the tank setups to the individual. And right now we've got this 125 freshwater beginner package with an FX4 filter. It's the tank, the stand, the lights, the glass tops, the heater, basically everything you need for a beginner saltwater 125 package, $14.70. To mirror the freshwater package, we've got this 125 saltwater beginner package. It's $26.50, and it does include some beginner reef tank lights, 2 of them actually, your glass tops, hydrometer, heater, thermometer, water conditioner, sand, return pump, protein skimmer, sump, tank, and the stand. So basically everything you need to get a fairly large beginner saltwater started. We've got that on sale as well. We haven't been getting a lot of these recently, and they sell out every time we do get them. It's the pearl grammies. This is a great little grammy with a lot of splash of color and design. If you want something that's going to certainly pop in your tank, this is a very inexpensive community fish to put in there. Great little bottom feeding fish, the yo-yo loach. We just got in yesterday as well. These are fantastic. They each have different markings. They eat any kind of leftover detritus and things like that on the bottom. They're a fantastic bottom feeder. They're a good way of bringing attention to the lower part of the aquarium, and they do pretty well in any type of community / semi-aggressive tank. For a dwarf cichlid and ram aficionados, we got in some very large Bolivian rams this week. These guys came in looking great. They have super weight and fairly big. Usually when they come in, they're much smaller than this. But if you're in the market for some rams or a species tank with small cichlids, this is a great way to do that without having a super aggressive cichlid. Beautiful albino tiger Oscars came in this week. They've got some great markings, some good size for smaller fish. If you want to start an Oscar tank, these would definitely be for you. Beautiful betas came in this week, and this mustard gas is one of the most beautiful that came in. Lots of color, very responsive, you can see, and just gorgeous markings. We have several of these. We've got some Dumbos, we have some platinum crown tails, a lot of beautiful betas this week. Okay, so goldfish and koi this week. We got some Ranchu lionheads and some black telescopes. Some large Arandas came in, some small little Shubunkins, which have been great, and we got some really small koi. So if you're setting up your pond or you're doing it late in the season, you want to get some starter fish for next year in there, very cheap. This is a great way to do this. These guys, for their size, have great color. They're very hardy, very active. And this is the perfect time to get them established while the weather is still cool but not cold, and you can get them started in the tank and get things going. So some really great small koi, very inexpensive this week to get started. Okay, so you remember all the koi that were in that front pond? Well, we've got them in the back now, temporarily while we fix that pond, and these fish, which were not for sale, are now for sale. So if you want to try to get a few of them in your pond before this this season, so to speak, is over, now's your chance. While I don't have a lot of these, I did get some keyhole cichlids in. This is a beautiful fish as well. I had a really large one a week or so ago, but I don't usually get them this small. So this is a good size. You can introduce them in a semi-aggressive tank, but some keyhole cichlids is a cichlid that we don't normally show in the video that I happen to have right now.
Hi guys, it's Reagan here. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I have been on the weekly update video, but I promise I'm back now. I got in some really cool, colorful, exciting, different types of fish for you guys on Wednesday. And like normal, my bigger shipment's coming on Friday, so make sure that you come into the store and take a look at those. But I'm really excited to show you some of the really cool and different things I got in yesterday, so let's go look at them. First on the list is my blue spot Fiji puffer. So this is a dwarf species of puffer fish. So if you have a little bit of a smaller tank and still want to have a puffer in your tank, this is going to be one of the best guys. This one is my favorite species of dwarf puffer because of those teal electric LED highlights covering his body. He has polka dots, he has stripes, he has swirls, he has an eye spot. This guy is absolutely stunning, along with those teal eyes as well. Like the larger bodied puffers, these blue spot Fiji puffers will occasionally eat a member of your cleanup crew, but if you don't mind that, he would be great. And these guys do like meaty foods like the LRS chunky and even mice's shrimp as well. Next up are the leopard wrasses. Leopard wrasses are extremely beautiful, extremely peaceful, and like you see here, you can keep a group of them together. They don't get very large, so you can even keep leopard wrasses in smaller tanks like a BioCube. Leopard wrasses are one of my top choices for any type of tank, fowler or reef, because they are great reef inhabitants and very reef safe, but they can also get along well with other fish that maybe aren't quite as reef compatible as others. Leopard wrasses, like I said, are very peaceful, and if you're looking for even a group of wrasse to add to your aquarium, the leopard wrasse is going to be absolutely perfect. So now we're going to talk about another type of wrasse called the Melanurus wrasse. This one I believe to be a male just based off of the coloration that you see on its body. Melanurus wrasses are one of Chuck's favorite. These guys are very colorful, very hardy, and they do well in both reef tanks as well as fowlers. Melanurus wrasses do a good job of eating unwanted pests from your sand as well, so if you see little flatworms and things like that in there, you're definitely going to want to grab one of these Melanurus wrasses. Unlike the leopard wrasse, these guys are not very peaceful with other wrasses, so if you want to try one of these guys, make sure that he is the only wrasse in your tank. Alright, so first tank that I'm going to show this week is the Zebrasoma scopus, or the Scopus tank. These guys are absolutely stunning. They have gold more in the front of their bodies, and then it ombres back to a really nice deep coffee or chocolate brown color. Scopus tanks, like I said, are in the Zebrasoma family, so be aware of that if you want to add it to your tank where you have other Zebrasoma tanks, or if you're thinking about adding other types of Zebrasoma tanks, just be aware of that. Tanks in the same family tend to fight a little bit more than tanks in different families. This guy is an incredible algae eater, so if you have some hair algae and different things in your tank that you want gone, a Scopus tank is fantastic. They do need seaweed a couple times a week like most tanks, and then the rest of their diet's going to be spirulina brine, mysis shrimp, and different things like that. This is a large specimen. I typically don't get them in this size, so if you're looking for a really nice showstopper Scopus tank to add to your tank, this one's going to be the one for you. So if you know me, and if you've ever talked to me before, you will know that I am not a damsel fan. I just don't like them. They can be very aggressive. But these yellowtail damsels, I do actually somewhat enjoy. The yellowtail damsels, if you can call a damsel peaceful, the yellowtail damsels are going to be one of the more peaceful of the damsels. These guys are also really good filler fish, so if you have a big tank with fish, but you're looking for little ones that maybe school together and add color to your tank, the yellowtail damsels are going to be great for that. These guys are also very hardy, and a lot of people like to cycle their tank with damsels. That way you don't always have to get clowns to cycle with. You can cycle with these guys as well, and they are at a fantastic price point. Like I said, they're hardy, and they do eat very well as well. So if you're looking for filler fish, look into something to cycle your tank with a lot of bright color, come check out the yellowtail damsels. Alright, so this is going to be the week of the wrasses. So this is an ornate wrasse. They look very similar to the Melanurus wrasse. These guys do have a little bit more gold and highlighted stripes on their face as opposed to the Melanurus wrasse, but temperament-wise and diet-wise, they are almost exactly the same. These guys are reef safe. Occasionally they might eat a crab or a snail, so be wary of that, but these guys also are very hardy wrasse. They're very hardy fish. They can get along in reef tanks as well as fowler tanks. And just also like the Melanurus wrasse, they don't get along very well with other wrasses. So if you want this ornate wrasse, make sure he's going to be the only wrasse in the tank. He'll be much happier and live a lot longer that way. So this right here is a beautiful extra large foxface. Now foxface are venomous fish. You can look at those spines on his dorsal and on his fin on the bottom as well. They are full of venom. Now it's not venom like a venomous snake, so it's not going to kill you, but you will break out in a rash and it will hurt. So if we want to try a foxface, just know that those spines are venomous, so we need to be careful anytime we enter and put our hands in the tank. Now foxfaces are incredibly hardy fish. They are beautiful. Again, they work well in reef tanks and they work well in fowler tanks. The only way that they'll really go after your coral is if you don't keep them well fed. But if you keep them well fed in your tank with different foods like seaweed, they are algae eaters, and different foods like reef frenzy or PE mysis and things like that, they really won't be hungry enough to ever go after your coral. This one is a fantastic weight. I have never gotten in a foxface this size before. So if you are looking for an absolutely stunning foxface, something that's going to really be a good showpiece, very active in your tank as well, this foxface is going to be absolutely perfect. Like I said, I don't get them in this size, so this is going to be the only one that I will be able to have at this size for a while. So come get this foxface. He's stunning.
Okay, so a couple quick reminders before we go. BioCube, you've got 11 more days, I think, to enter for the drawing that will be held on the 31st. It is a complete BioCube setup, so you can do that freshwater or saltwater. That's on the ticket. Definitely let me know what you think, what your thoughts are about the pond. Also note that we do have more saltwater fish and freshwater fish coming on Friday. I just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg today. What else? Come see us. God bless. Have a great week.